What's going on, everyone? This is Jag Central, and I hope you're all doing well. But that was an embarrassing game from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got smoked by the Bills 47-10, and this was never a contest. And I think you can just see that from the beginning of the game. I think after the second or third drive, I was just thinking, yeah, that is it, because it looked like it could get embarrassing, and I didn't think it was going to get that embarrassing that we would lose by 37 and only score 10 points. But you can just tell the golfing quality between the two teams. It was like men versus boys. It was like when the teachers play the students in a game of sports. It was a mismatch. Past two games that we've lost, we could have felt hard done by, because essentially two plays could have changed the game. Like in the Miami game, the Travis Etienne fumble to go up 24-7, and then last week against the Browns, that illegal shift for a Kirk touchdown against the Browns that maybe could have changed the game, and we could have been 2-0 and all looks good and rosy. But today there was no excuse. The defense got scored on in its first 6 drive. They didn't look like they could stop the Bills and Josh Allen. The offense just couldn't move the ball efficiently. And when you watch the Bills move the ball versus when the Jags move the ball, the Bills move the ball with so much ease. And when the Jags are trying to go on offense and trying to move the ball, it looks like a chore. Everything is difficult. Trevor Lawrence is missing easy passes. The receivers can't get open. The O-line is can't hold off the D linemen. Like, everything just looks like a chore when the Jags are on offense. And it was just so bad. I think after the second drive, after the Jags couldn't just move the ball, I just thought to myself, yeah, this is going to look bad, because as soon as the Bills went on their third drive and they scored again, it was just like, how many more are the Bills going to score? Because they just cannot. The defense could not stop the Bills. And going into the game with the injuries we had on the defensive side, our top corners out, our top safeties out, and we were losing plays in the first 2 drives, the smartest thing to do for Ryan Nielsen would have been to switch it up, because the Jags came into the game playing the highest man coverage rate in the NFL. 63% of our defensive snaps this season were all man coverage. And man coverage, if you know, that is what Josh Allen thrives on. And he demolished man coverage all season, and there was no adjustments made by Ryan Nielsen. And what happens? Josh Allen demolishes the Jags, and that was basically suicide from Ryan Nielsen. We know that Josh Allen loves to play against man coverage. We know that we have our top cornerback out. We know we have our safety out, and the thing that we do, we play man coverage, and that was complete suicide from Ryan Nielsen, and I cannot forgive him for that. He definitely set us up to fail in that game. The defense had 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles. We allowed 6 for 11 on third downs, and we allowed 2 for 2 on fourth downs, and we only gave up. And we only had 1 QB hit all game. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, we can't get any turnovers. We can't get any short fields. We can't stop on fourth down. We can't hit the quarterback. We can't get sacks. It's unbelievable. Like, the defense is just giving up points. It's like a leaky roof that we just can't stop leaking. And then, like I said last week, the Jags might be the worst team in the NFL, along with the Carolina Panthers. But I think the way we played tonight, I think it's safe to say we are the worst team in the NFL right now. Since starting 8-3 last season, we are 1-8 since then. Last week, I don't really know who to blame for what was wrong, because it was games that we could have won, and it would have been a whole different story being 2-0 or 1-1. But today, being 0-3, I'm even lost for more words. Like, I don't know what else to look at, because I think, is it time to start looking at Trevor Lawrence? It's been, almost 10 months since he's last won a game and led the team to victory. And you can also say, look, the performance of the offensive line can be blamed. Like, injuries to Kirk last season, Evan Ingram this season has kind of deprived him of his comfort level players. The defense isn't forcing any turnovers to give Lawrence a short field. And then there's also that issue with Press Taylor calling plays last season, and then Doug Peterson calling it the season before, and then now this season is a mixture between Doug Peterson and Press Taylor. And then how does that affect Trevor Lawrence? But come on, Trevor Lawrence came into this league as the number 1 pick. He came in as a generational quarterback. He signed a $250 million contract. you're supposed to be someone that should be able to overcome these obstacles, because you've been paid the big bucks, and you should be able to overcome some of these obstacles. Like, even if you're not doing it at a high level, show some sort of level that, okay, cool, we might have a chance if this gets fixed. But it doesn't look like we can do anything. Like, even on offense today, like, he was missing easy passes, like getting sacked, not sensing the pressure in the pocket. Like, it was just so bad. And at the end of the day, like, Trevor Lawrence, his win percentage in the NFL is really bad. I know the first season is what kind of killed it, but to be honest, like, he's on pace of what happened in his first season right now. Like, the end of last season and also the beginning of this season, like, his record is 1-8. He hasn't won a game in 10 months, and that is on him. And the other person I think we have to look at, Doug Peterson. Like, I know it's not just a defense. I've spoken about the defense and the way Ryan Nielsen set us up today, but the offense as well. Like, Doug Peterson, before the game, called it a must-win game and said the Jaguars need to win this game and whatnot. And we came out and we looked like a team that didn't even practice. We looked like a team that just met in the morning. We looked like a team that had never played with each other. Apart from that great ending in 2022 and in Doug Peterson's first season making the playoffs, and the beginning of last season, like, everyone on offense has gotten worse. The QB's got worse. The O-line has got worse. I don't know how, but it found a way to get worse, the O-line. The receivers got worse, even though we've got Brian Thomas Jr., we've got Gabe Davis, now we have much more depth. Like, Christian Kirk has just fallen off a cliff. And as a offensive coach, like, how are you making everyone worse? It's unbelievable. Like, if any of you guys watched the 49ers versus the Rams game, that was a game of quality, even though both teams were missing both their top wide receivers. Like, they were missing George Kittle, the 49ers, and Deebo Samuel. The Rams were missing Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and the game seemed like, offensively, like, both teams could move the ball. Stafford doesn't have a great O-line. He is playing with backups at the moment, and he still made something out of that game, and he ended up winning that game. Brock Purdy, like, the last pick of the draft, he's seen as, like, someone who only relies on having those great players around him. He never had Christian McCaffrey, never had Deebo Samuel, never had George Kittle. He had Joanne Jennings, a third string receiver, and he made it a game and almost won the game at the end. Like, I literally do not know what I can say about the Jacksonville Jaguars at the moment. Like, I started making my notes in the summary of the game, like, at the beginning of the game, as I always do, but I literally just stopped writing after the Bills' third down drive, because I just knew we weren't coming back into the game. Like, we won the toss, we deferred, the Bills started on a long drive, and we even had a chance to take them off the field on fourth down. I'm not saying that would have changed the game, because it wouldn't have changed the way Ryan Nielsen would have played, and the Bills probably would have ended up winning anyway. And even if we took them out on fourth down and we got the ball, we went 3 and out straight away, so that probably would have happened anyway. So this game we were doomed to lose. We didn't come prepared, and there's a lot of changes that need to happen. But with what, like, we go to Houston at the end of the week. Houston lost this week. And this could have been a chance where Houston lost and they were 2-1, and we were 1-2 if we won this game. Going to a Houston game, we win that game, and we're 2-2, and we're both on a clean slate, and we have the tiebreaker because we beat the Houston Texans. But now we're going to that game 0-3, chance to go 0-4, Houston to go 3-1. And winning the division just looks even more impossible at the moment. But the way we're playing, we could definitely win only two games this season, because I don't see who else we can beat. Like, the New England Patriots could have been a game where it looks like we would have won, but the New England Patriots are playing well, and I do not see where our first win comes from. But I'll just leave it there. I don't really know what to say, because it's been more of a rant of what's the issues that's been going on more than a review of the game. But there was no highlights in the game. There was nothing really to review on a basically Jags level. But if you're a Bills fan, there's a lot of things to look at. But as a Jags fan, there is nothing positive about what's happened today. But on to Houston it is. Catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.